Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Eye to Eye Live. It's Disney Hangout Night, or our weekly Disney Hangout session, whichever way you want to call it. We're here every single Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time to just hang out with you, to talk about anything in the world of Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, you name it. We talk about it here. And as always, I have come prepared with a topic for us to touch on, but honestly, this is your show and you can make it your show. So if there's something you'd rather be talking about in the world of anything Disney related, or even just, we can just talk about whatever, honestly, but that's where we try to keep it. This can be your show tonight to chat along in the comments if you're watching this live, or even if you're watching this on the replay as well, just to kind of engage and give your thoughts on what's obviously I'm talking about here live with you, but also what may be on your mind as well. So anyway, thank you for being here. If this is your first time, we hope that you'll come back again. Make sure you hit that like button if you're enjoying this, but also make sure you hit that notification bell and subscribe button so you never miss a chance to catch us when we're live or when we upload a new video, because we love seeing our returners here on the Eye to Eye Disney Through Our Eyes channel. See a couple of familiar faces I want to go ahead and say hello to. Tina Davies, Pamela, Stevie Lee, thank you all for being here tonight. Make sure you say hello to each other in the chat as well. We're all family here, all part of the Disney family. Little family within the Disney family tonight. So also, if you're watching this on the replay tonight, please do make sure you let us know that you were here as well. Would love to interact with you in the comment section below. But anyway, let me kind of dive right into it as we all start gathering here tonight for this weekly Disney Hangout. And if you saw in the marquee that I brought up just a little bit ago, our topic tonight that I would like to discuss is going to center around Disney penguins. Well, you'd ask, Kyle, why are we talking about Disney penguins? I mean, first of all, let's just poll the room. Does anyone not love penguins in general? I mean, come on. They're like some of the cutest animals in the world. If you know anything about me, you'll know that I am a zookeeper by trade, and I love animals. I've loved them my whole life, and especially I'm a bird keeper. So obviously this is a very important topic to my heart. Today is actually Penguin Awareness Day. I didn't know that actually until I actually looked it up today. That's kind of sad on my part as a bird keeper. But regardless, it is Penguin Awareness Day, and we are going to, dagnabbit, we're going to celebrate it and we're going to enjoy it. And we're going to talk about Disney penguins tonight, because who doesn't love talking about Disney penguins? I mean, come on. It's Disney penguins. I'm just getting a couple of things here brought up right now just as we get started here. But I have a list of some of the Disney penguins that I'd like to discuss. I've also got a ranking set up for some of them. Some of them won't necessarily be ranked because I wasn't aware of some of them, to be honest with you. But I'd love to hear your rankings as we go along, or thoughts on the characters or anything like that. But as I said at the start of this, anything, honestly, that you'd like to talk about tonight in the world of Disney is fair game. So here's a couple of just things that I want to bring up to you before we get into the bulk of what we want to talk about. Some things that we'll mainly talk about at the end of the show. Obviously, some content that we've had on our channel this previous week for you all that I'm just kind of sharing briefly right here as we go along. Obviously, a reaction trailer, Disney Trivia Night, which we had last week. We'll also be revealing at the end of the show the new theme for Disney Trivia Night. Yes, I have it ready for the night. Believe it or not, it is ready to go. So you who are watching live or watching on the replay will get to see what the theme is going to be, and you'll be ahead of the game. There's also a TeePublic sale that's going to be happening soon we'll talk about, and our Facebook group as well that we have, where you can come be part of a Disney community, just hang out, have fun, and discuss whatever you want to discuss in there together. We share pictures, thoughts, questions, ideas, tips for Disney parks, Disney movies, all that kind of stuff that's there for you. So those are all the things that we'll catch up about at the end, and I'll share some links for you at the end if you're interested in doing any of those things. But let's see what you guys think about penguins. Pamela says, and let me bring her comment up here. I love penguins. Kyle, have you ever seen the Don Bluth film, The Pebble and the Penguin? It's one of my favorite non-Disney movies. It's so cute. So I have. Pebble and the Penguin is one of my favorite movies that is not a Disney movie. It's a good cartoonization of what actually happens in a penguin rookery or a penguin dynamic there. Not a lot of people know that they select a pebble to present to their mates. So it's kind of a cool representation of that, and I'm glad that they made that movie. There's been a lot of other movies, TV shows, cartoons that have had them, the birds, penguins, in their repertoire as time went on. But that's definitely a good one there. How about this? Before I kind of dive into the actual list and the rankings and stuff, why don't you guys throw out some of your favorite penguins in the world of Disney that you might think of? And a lot of you I know right now are probably thinking, hey, not a lot of them out there. And so I thought as well, but there's actually quite a few Disney penguins out there, believe it or not. And they are, some of them are a little bit obscure than others, but they are out there. So if you have a favorite Disney penguin, make sure you share it in the chat window right now. Pamela, that's the wrong comment there. She said, Pamela, that's awesome. I love the music and the sounds in it. I have them stuck in my head already. Yeah, it's a great movie with some great songs. He's if I understand, Don Bluth was a Disney animator at one point. I forget the dynamic there, but he used to be somehow involved with Disney at some point. And you can see that he has the Disney quality in his movies. I think it's Land Before Time too, and all that kind of stuff. He was like a big competitor with them. Stevie Lee says, I love the Happy Feet movie. So it's not Disney, but hey, it's penguins. Why not? And then you just followed it up. Wait, is Happy Feet? It is not, but it doesn't take away, just like the pebble and the penguin, it just doesn't take away. It doesn't take away from the fact that you may love the movie, because I can even admit that Pebble and the Penguin's a good movie. Pamela dropping one here. I like Tip from The Little Mermaid 2. What I'm gathering is that Tip has a bit of a cult following that I wasn't aware of personally. If you don't know, The Little Mermaid 2 is a direct, like many of their animated sequels, is a direct to DVD or home video, if you want to call it that, movie to, or sequel to, The Little Mermaid. And these are two characters that are added in, as they often do. They can't just do the same thing over and over again and have the same characters. They got to introduce new characters. So Tip is a penguin in there that's kind of part of the comedy factor of that movie. So he may or may not be in there. I don't know. I'm just saying. But what else? Any other favorite penguins that you can think of? I'm glad that we went into the Little Mermaid area there, and somebody mentioned that, because that's a good one. It's definitely one that I wouldn't have thought of after doing some research today. I think you're right about Don Bluth, Kyle. I searched it some time ago and it said he was involved with Disney. Yeah, there's been a lot of people that Disney has been so involved in the entertainment industry that they have surrogates, apprentices that have decided to go off and do their own thing. There's very few companies that have, and individuals that have been able to do very well at animation and telling stories the way that Disney does. But Don Bluth is definitely one of those. So I'm glad that you brought that one up there. But yeah, so while you guys are thinking about it, I guess I can kind of go ahead and hop into my next bit of information about this. And what I will do here is I have a top 5 for Disney penguins. Okay, I will say that up front. But there are more than 5 Disney penguins out there. I didn't know about 4 of them. So they fell into what I'm calling an honorable mention, because I don't want us to go away without at least talking about them, or at least showing them on the screen, because who knows? Maybe we got some fans out there who really enjoy what their character brings to their show or their movie or things like that. So what I'm going to show you first are going to be what I'm calling the honorable mentions for Disney penguins. Ones that just didn't, for me personally, don't really make the list right here. Before I do that, let's see what Stevie Lee said. I can't think of any more besides Squeaker, but that's because I saw it on your pictures. See, that's what I was hoping for. In our thumbnail, I put up, a couple that I thought everybody would be aware of, or at least have some familiarity with. But there's more. And so that's why you're here tonight, to learn a little bit about Disney, a topic that you may not have known a little bit about. All right, so without further ado, let's talk about that. So your honorable mentions in my rankings of Disney penguins is these guys. So I'm blanking on a lot of their names. I'm going to try to get them. I think the one up in the top right is called Pip from a show called Tots. It's a young kid's show. That's all I really know about it. Obviously, right up here, we've got DuckTales. I'm forgetting that one's name in the top left, but there was one that appeared on DuckTales. This one right here in the bottom left, just because I love the Muppets so much, almost made it in there, even though I haven't watched the new Muppet Baby movie, but that's where she comes from. But she's in that one. And then in the bottom right, you've got Pinguano, I think is what his name is, but he's from The Lion Guard, that Disney animation show that's on the Disney Channel right now. So that's four for you right there to think about, to consider that, hey, even those are out there that we forget about. And obviously none of them are really, I mean, I guess you could say the Muppet Babies one is probably a major character since it appears in it a lot, but there's not one that's like ingrained in our culture. But those are Disney penguins that people forget about sometimes. Stevie Lee even said, I forgot about the DuckTales one. Yeah, it makes sense though, because they show every form of bird or duck or animal they can on that TV show, don't they? You know, or they show Goofy's species, whatever he is, the weasels or whatever they are in that. But yeah, so there you go. I love DuckTales, but don't remember the penguin. And I love the Lion Guard. I have never watched any of these shows. I understand some things about them because I just, doing research here and there for things that we talk about here on Monday nights or on our live shows. I'm aware of the concept of them or what's going on naturally with them. Stevie Lee says, I love Muppets as well. I'm not happy they canceled the new Muppet show that was going to be on Disney Plus. Now, I agree with you, but they're giving us something else. It's called Muppets Now. The other one, I forget what was it called, but there was originally going to be a Muppet show that was canceled. I think it was like they were going to try to redo everything again, but they're going to do something better with it, hopefully. Hopefully it's something that will come to fruition through it all. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so that is my honorable mentions. Let's move into the top 5 here. And Pamela wants me to watch The Lion Guard. Pamela, when I find some time that I don't have and probably never will have, I will watch The Lion Guard. See, that's the thing is Jessica and I, as much as we love doing as many reviews, reactions for you guys, there's only so much time in a day to do these things. But yes, I've heard good things about it. All right, so let's get into the top 5. This is number 5 for me on Penguins of Disney, and that one is Tip. There you go. That one's for you, Pamela. I brought him up full in the front there for you just so that you could see him up close. Like I said before, he's the comedic value with I guess it's a walrus in that movie. I have seen this movie like playing in the background. I know the basic storyline, the premise of The Little Mermaid 2, but I put Tip there because I knew enough about him and have at least watched parts of this movie to be aware enough of his value, so to speak. So Tip is my number 5, and that one's for you, Pamela. So let me bring Tip down for a second and see what you guys are saying. I think you can get all the seasons on Disney Now app. There's a Disney Now app, or is it the Disney Plus app? Interesting. Very interesting. Hopefully it's nothing like the recent Muppets ones they did on ABC, I believe. See, Stevie, I will disagree with you a little bit there. I loved that Muppets behind the scenes show, like they were showing you, they were putting on it was a show within a show. I loved that, and I get that some people didn't like it, but I was really disappointed when they canceled it. But to each their own. There were, I believe, 3 seasons of it. Don't remember Tip. And it's a walrus, and his name is Dash. That's what it was. Thank you, Pamela, for that. What movie is Tip in? It is going to be The Little Mermaid 2. The direct-to-video sequel of The Little Mermaid is where you can watch that one, Stevie. Disney Now and Disney Plus are both apps. I see. Look, as much as I do this stuff, I still don't know everything. I didn't know there was a Disney Now app still. Who knew? Apparently you all did, and I didn't. But anyway, all right, let's keep moving right along. I'm going into trivia night here. This is number 4 I had it a little bit out of order. But the penguin from Los Caballeros. A lot of people are like, who is this? His name is Pablo. He appears in a segment of Los Caballeros. And in that period of time, most people forget that Disney was doing not a lot of feature films, but a lot of segmented films. So Sleepy Hollow and Mr. Toad's, not Wild Ride, but The Adventures of Mr. Toad. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad is the easy way to say it there. But this is one of them. So you had the Los Caballeros movie, which had Donald, Jose, and Panchito, but it also had a short with this penguin in there, Pablo. And anybody who is associated with Donald Duck gets on my top 5. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do to make me happy, is to be friends with Donald Duck. I mean, it's that simple. Let's see what you guys are saying. Okay, I haven't seen that movie in a while, the mermaid one. Yeah, Pablo is so cute, Pamela says. Yeah, like I honestly don't have a lot of information on him, and the only reason I didn't move Tip up in this list is because up to number 4 is because he wasn't with Donald Duck. It's my list. I can do what I want with it. Okay. Don't judge me, anybody. All right, we'll keep moving. Number 3 for me on my list of Disney penguins is the penguins from Mary Poppins. This is obviously, I guess you could count these as 3, 4, 4. You know, there's I think 4 or 5 of them in this dance sequence with Mary Poppins. But how can you not have these penguins on there with on a list, because they are part of an iconic scene in an iconic movie, and everyone thinks about these ones when they think about a Disney penguin. Maybe not some of you tonight, because when I was asking ones you could think of, they didn't really come to mind. I think a lot of that is because they don't have a direct story or anything like that. They just they're the penguins. They're being the stereotypical, we think of penguins, we think of waiters or people in suits, because they have black and white. So you can see in this image they have the little bow ties on, so filling up the stereotype right there. But the penguins are pretty awesome, and they're like I said, part of an iconic scene in an iconic movie. No judgment, thank you. No judgment here, judgment-free zone. Stevie Lee says they are adorable, and Pamela says she loved those penguins in Mary Poppins. Yeah, it's a great film. Jessica and I have done, and I should have done this. You know, this is great marketing here if I had remembered to do it. We have done a Mary Poppins review and a Penguins Disney Nature review, and those are in our channel if you'd like to go see those and check those out. We have done reviews of those movies and Mary Poppins Returns as well. Those are all there for you if you have not checked out any of those. Okay, keep moving forward here. We've talked about Tip, we've talked about Pablo, we've talked about the penguins of Mary Poppins. So we're getting down to the final 2, and we think we've mentioned a couple of ones that haven't popped on this list yet, so you'll probably see them here in just a second. So for number 2 on my top 5 Disney penguins list will be, drumroll please, it's just a penguin. No, these are actually from one of the posters for the Disney Nature films, and this is for the Penguins Disney Nature film. I loved this movie. This came out last year. It was the main character in it was voiced by Ed Helms. You know him from The Office. For those of you that are adults, the Hangover series. But yeah, the Penguins Disney Nature film was absolutely amazing, and I loved everything about it. It was really, really awesome. So Disney Nature penguins, they just kind of get, it's a group of Mary Poppins penguins and then a group of the Disney Nature penguins. They all get lumped into one category together because they're just often. What, Pamela, Stevie, anybody else that's here right now, what do you think? Have you watched the Disney Nature Penguin series? If you have, let me know there in the comments. Oh, it looks like Stevie's already piped up about it. I have never seen it. Well, you should. And I know it's a documentary. I get it. There's a connotation there of them being boring. But I will tell you this, that they are very well done. They're done, obviously, with the Disney flair. There's editing and humor done in there to make it more entertaining so that you don't get bored. But you get to learn. It's Disney's perfect way of edutainment is the best way I can describe it. Pamela says, I don't think I've seen this one, but I did see March of the Penguins. Have you seen that one? I have not. I have not seen March of the Penguins, unfortunately. But again, I don't see too many things these days that aren't Disney related. So it doesn't have that Disney label on it. Chances are I probably have not seen it, especially if it's something recently, because there's just no time to that. And I know March of the Penguins was back a couple of, eons ago, or so to speak. But Penguins, Disney Nature Penguins, is my number 2 on my top 5 Disney's picks. So again, to recount where we've been thus far, we've got Tip as number. We've got the honorable mentions, which were all those ones from various shows. You got Tip from The Little Mermaid 2 as number 5. Number 4 was Pablo from Los Caballeros. Number 3 were the Mary Poppins Penguins. Number 4, I just did that backwards. Anyway, number 2 was, wow, I'm even blanking on now, the Disney Nature Penguins. So we're going to reveal number 1 in just a second. So poll the room real quick before I reveal it. Who do you think number 1 is on my list of Disney Penguins? Let me see what you're saying over here while you answer that. I wonder if it's on Disney Plus. I'll have to look. Someone else asked me this today when I posted about it, and I believe the answer is yes. I think this is one of the ones that went, that came directly to Disney Plus. So I don't think that you have anything to worry about there. That's a great one as well. You should check it out. Yeah, so look, people know that other people love penguins, and they're going to make a movie about it if they can. Happy Feet, March of the Penguins, Disney Nature Penguins, Pebble and the Penguin. They're going to throw penguins in because they know when people see a penguin, the first reaction is, "Aw!" And you have to tilt your head to the side too. "Aw!" All right, a couple of guesses have rolled in. One of those is Pamela. She says Wheezy. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see in a second. Maybe there's some obscure penguin out there that no one's ever thought of, that Kyle loves and wants you to know. But I think we're sitting at about 7:25 right now. So I guess I could prolong this out as long as I want to, but I won't. Number 1 on my top 5 Disney Penguins list is Wheezy. I don't think I could hide that from anyone there. Who doesn't love a little penguin toy squeaker that sings "You Got a Friend in Me" and sings it as basically Michael Bublé. So there's that. I mean, when you can do that, he shows up in a Disney park. It's hard to beat. The only penguins that have a shot of being in the conversation are the Mary Poppins penguins, and then obviously the Disney Nature Penguins. But when you are in a Disney park, you are a part of an attraction, Wheezy has to be the answer right there. Stevie Lee was guessing earlier. She said Squeakers, which may be Wheezy. I've been calling him the wrong name. Hey, I knew what you meant, though. That's all that matters, right? And Pamela, yes, you called it. I mean, it was kind of obvious there. I did debate for a little bit, should he be number 1? But if you asked me to tell you a Disney penguin, that's going to be the one that I think of first. Maybe the Mary Poppins ones, but in terms of influence on movies, TV shows, Disney parks, it's obviously the most pertinent Disney penguin out there. Now, you may be saying, Kyle, he's not really a penguin, is he, though? Yeah, technically you're right. Wheezy is a toy. He's not really a penguin. Okay, sure. He's not a penguin, but for me, he falls into this category because of he resembles a penguin, and that's what his toy was meant to be. So, that being said, I do think that this is going to be my top 5 list. So again, I'll run through them one more time. These were the honorable mentions: DuckTales from that Choi Tots, the Muppet Babies one, Pinguano from the Lion Guard. Number 5 was Tip from the Little Mermaid 2. Let me bring up number 4 was Pablo from Los Caballeros. Number 3 was the Mary Poppins Penguins. Number 2 was the penguins from Disney Nature Penguins. And finally, last but not least, Mr. Wheezy from Toy Story 2. I think he shows up in some of the shorts in the Disney parks. The ultimate Disney penguin. There he is. There you go. Pamela says he's on the thumbnail. Yeah, so look, the main reason I threw him up there is because he's the one that people think of the most. So as a reminder, this was in celebration of Penguin Awareness Day. Obviously, I love animals. I work with animals for a living. I didn't have a penguin shirt, so I wore just something other Disney animal related on here tonight. So I hope that you will appreciate and be aware of penguins. I'm not going to preach to you guys about what you can do to help the penguins out there. That can be another topic for another day. But I hope that next time you go to a zoo, you'll sit there and think about, this one reminds me of Tip from The Little Mermaid, or Pablo from Los Caballeros, or maybe in some interesting dynamic way, it reminds you of Wheezy from Toy Story 2, or various other outlets where he has been a part of the story. But that's my top 5 list. So what I want to do right now is, if you guys have another topic you want to bring up for the last couple of minutes here, a question, a comment about anything. Obviously, we try to keep it Disney related here, but it can be anything you would like to ask or talk about. Put it in the chat window right now, because what I'm going to do for you guys as we kind of end out here is to give you the little rundown I talked about at the end, or the beginning of the show here tonight, and we'll start off with Stargirl. Now, this is our excuse me, our official trailer reaction for the Disney Plus series that came out, or Disney Plus movie that'll be coming out very soon here. So what I'm going to do is put a link in there for you guys to go check that out if you'd like to do that. Obviously, I hope you stay here for the end of this, but if you want to go over there and check that out as well, you can do that. The next thing that I want to bring to your attention is our last Disney Trivia Night, which, if you did not get a chance to check that out, we did Lin-Manuel Miranda. And I said that like Miranda. Lin-Manuel Miranda. And I believe Ali Rose won that one. If you didn't get to watch that and participate, you can play along on the replay there in the chat window. Oh, Juan's in the house. Good to see you, Juan. Thanks for being here. But now it is tonight's big announcement that I know a lot of you are waiting for, and that is the Disney Trivia Night theme for next week. Before I show you that, though, let me remind you of where we stand at in the rankings. You can take a quick look there. We had a tie at the top with Ali Rose and Daniel, and several other people as well. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the link for the Trivia Night. It's coming up this Thursday at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and the theme for this week will be, there you go, Awesome Planet, the Beauty and the Beast sing-along, and Canada Far and Wide. Those are the new Epcot shows. These are not ones that will spoil anything for you. These questions are meant to help you learn a little bit about it before you go see it. Obviously, it might help if you've been there, but it's something that you can fully participate and win, even if you haven't been there to experience them. So we'll be talking about those this week. Last couple things I want to share with you are our TeePublic store that we have, a sale coming up this week that you might want to check out. It's a way to support this channel. It's also a way that you can get something really nice for yourself at a pretty decent price on TeePublic. And the last thing is our Disney Facebook group, which is called Disney Through Your Eyes. We're Disney Through Our Eyes. Disney Through Your Eyes is the Facebook group. I hope that you'll come join us over there. Those are all the links that are available for you to check out some of this stuff tonight if you would like to. And those are the end of the announcements that I have for you right now. So let's see what you guys said. First of all, Juan Rodriguez, what is up, my friend? Thank you for being here, even a little bit late, but I hope you'll be here on trivia night. Was there 4 a.m. Friday, saw sunrise in front of Disneyland. Wow. My goodness, that is impressive, sir. I don't know that I could ever be there that early at a Disney park. What else were you guys saying while I was looking at? He was talking about the Rise of the Resistance opening there. I feel like you're at a lot of the openings, and I never get to make it over there for those things. Pamela said, Happy National Penguins Day. It's Penguin Awareness Day, not Penguins Day, just to be a little stickler on that. So yeah, there you go. And Pamela seems to like the theme. So there you go. You know the theme now. You've got the links to go check out all that stuff that stuff later if you'd like to. I'm going to send you over, if you don't want to check out some of our stuff, to Steve's World. He'll be going live at 8 p.m. So make sure you go support him on his channel over there. And make sure you let them know that Disney Through Our Eyes sent you over there as well. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. I hope you'll come back next Monday night at 7 o'clock Eastern time. And I hope that you'll be here this Thursday to play in Trivia Night, which we have coming up, and it's going to be very exciting. And you got to take down Allie Rose and Daniel Halverson. There's time to get on that leaderboard if you so desire to do so. Yes, glad you made it here as well, Pamela. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Juan. Thank you to Stevie. I believe Tina was here at the beginning as well. And anybody else that was just popping in and out, or you're watching this on the replay, we really do appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for continuing to be part of our little family within the Disney family. Until we assemble again, may the Force be with you, and I'll see you real soon. Bye, guys.